Good afternoon, class. So now we are going to discuss about the country that is well known for being a slave before, but now they have the voice to fight for the equality. And the country that I am talking about is South Africa. So what is South Africa? So South Africa, it is a southernmost country on the African continent renowned for its varied topography, great natural beauty, and cultural diversity, all of which have made the country a favored destination for travelers since the legal ending of apartheid. So in order for us to understand the development of political system of South Africa, now let us discuss first the historical background because their history shows how they started and the reason behind their development. So let us start with the European arrival. So noong 1652, yung Dutch East India Company is nagtayo sila ng isang small settlement sa Cape of Good Hope. So yung small settlement na to, it is for resupplying station. Kumbaga kukuwaan ng mga supplies ng mga ships na nagta-travel from Amsterdam. So dahil nga nagkaroon ng small settlement dito sa Cape Town, yung mga Europeans is lumipat, including the Germans, French, and Dutch. So tinatawag sila bilang Afrikaners. So yung company or yung Dutch East India Company na nagtayo ng small settlement sa Cape Town is hindi naman talaga sila interesado sa pag-expand ng European settlements across Africa, but they are only interested sa pagkuha or sa pag-acquire ng goods and services na meron sa Africa. Halimbawa na lamang sa freshwater, foodstuffs, or replacement mass or yung mga supplies na ginagamit sa barko. So dahil nga doon, yung local Khoisan or yung mga native people sa Africa is di-refuse nila or tumanggi sila na mag-provide ng mga goods and services for the Europeans or for the Dutch East India Company. So dahil doon, mas lalong na-trigger or nagalit yung mga Europeans. That is why they took up arms and drove most of the local population into the interior. So kapalit ng mga local producers or ng mga local Khoisan, yung mga workers nila is combination ng European farmers. So, dahil doon, pinagtrabaho yung mga African slave and yung mga European farmers sa mga lupang hindi naman pag-aari ng mga Europeans. So, yung mga European farmers or also known as Boers is nag-attempt sila na tumakas sa monopolistic trading and practices and autocratic rule of the company. So, dahil nga nagtangka silang tumakas from the hands of the Europeans, yung company or yung Dutch East India Company is pinagbawalan silang umalis ng bansa. So next is the British acquisition. So noong 19th century is nagkaroon ng divisions between local settlers and metropolitan rulers and widened the division of whites and blacks. So yung mga British na to is they conquered the Cape or pinaglaban din nila yung Cape Town from the hands of Napoleon. But, kagaya din ng Dutch East India Company is yung mga British na to is hindi rin sila interesado sa pagpapalawak ng settlement sa Africa or sa Cape Town. But, ang gusto lang din nila is to have goods and services or the resupplying station. So, the next one is the Great Trek. So, dahil nga sa desperation nila for more land and sa takot na rin nila na madami pang buhay ng mga black yung mawala, is madami sa family ng mga Boer is nagmarcha sila noong 1830s sa interior ng South Africa or yung tinatawag na Great Trek. So, itong mga Voortrekkers na to, or pag sinabi nating Voortrekkers, sila yung mga pioneers or nangunguna sa pagmarcha. So, itong mga Voortrekkers na to is nag-i-aim sila na magtayo sila ng sarili nilang community na malaya from the British rule. So, yung mga Boers is nakapag-form sila ng dalawang republic. So, when we say republic, ang ibig sabihin is yung supreme power is nasa tao. So, yung Boers is nakapagtayo ng two republics and ito yung South African Republic or yung region known as Transvaal and yung pangalawa is yung Orange Free State. So, the next one is the discoveries of gold and diamonds. So, yung diamonds na discover siya noong 1867 and yung gold noong 1886. So, sinama ko tong discoveries ng gold and diamonds dahil nag-cause ito ng dramatically change or development pagdating sa economic and political structure of Southern Africa. So sa unang pagkakataon, yung South Africa, because of this discovery ng gold and diamonds, is nagkaroon sila ng extremely valuable resource that attracts foreign capital and large-scale immigration. So dahil nga sa discovery na to, is yung South Africa is nagkaroon sila ng madaming foreign capital na nakapag-invest sa South Africa. So, yung Transvaal, yung site ng gold discoveries. So, kung matatandaan nyo, yung Transvaal, ito yung nakreate na republic ng mga Boers nung nagmarcha sila sa Great Trek. But because of the discoveries of gold and diamonds sa Africa, is yung British noong 1870 and 1880s is kinumpiska nila yung mga lupa and nag-impose sila ng cash taxation demands sa Africa. So, dahil nga inaangkin ng mga British yung mga minerals or yung gold and diamonds na pag-aari ng mga Africans, nagkos ito para magkaroon ng daw South African War or yung tinatawag nilang the Second Boer War noong 1899 to 1902. So, yung discovery ng minerals na to, nagkos yun ng problems and tensions between the British and the Boers. So, obviously, kung matatandaan natin na yung gold and diamonds or yung mga minerals is na-discover sila sa Transvaal. So, yung Transvaal dito, tinatag yung Republic ng mga Boers. So, titingnan natin na it was beyond the reach of the British rule. So, dahil nga ginamitan ng power ng British yung pag-angkin sa mga minerals is ang nangyari, sila yung nagkaroon ng ownership pagdating sa gold industry and naiwan sa likod yung mga Boers na kung saan sila talaga yung nagmamay-ari ng mga minerals. And because of that, gusto nilang mag-aim na magkaroon ng access sa mga discoveries na to or sa mga minerals. So, si Paul Kruger, siya yung tinatawag na Paul or Uncle Paul. So, siya yung state president ng South African Republic and siya yung face of the Boer resistance against the British. So, makikita natin sa history nila na nagkaroon talaga ng discrimination because of their race. So, dahil doon is nagkaroon ng the ideology of the apartheid or ang ibig sabihin nito is separateness or racial segregation na kung saan is yung mga tao is maghihiwalay based on their race. Kumbaga, yung white yung nag-rule ng land and black is separated. So, si Nelson Mandela, siya yung leader ng ANC or yung African National Congress and he spent 27 years in prison while fighting for the equal rights. So, according nga sa nabasa ko na si Nelson Mandela is hindi niya lang pinaglalaban yung concept ng apartheid, kundi pinaglalaban niya rin na magkaroon ng better world na kung saan is mayroong freedom, justice, and dignity na kung saan is lahat ng tao is nirerespeto. So, si Oliver Tambo, he is the South African anti-apartheid politician and he is the central figure in ANC. So, dahil sa patuloy na paglaban ng karapatan ng mga Africans is noong 1955 is nag-draft sila ng Freedom Charter na kung saan it is the basic statement of their political principles. And ang context nitong Freedom Charter is the South Africa belong to all who live within its boundaries regardless of their race. Pangalawa is no particular group should have special privileges but all should be treated equally before the law. And it is also stated that all live in South Africa should share in the country's wealth. So now let us discuss about the development of political system in South Africa. So from the history, we can see that the South Africans create their own republic because they are being controlled by the British rule. So from the concept of the apartheid or the separation according to your races from the multi-party democracy. So when we say multi-party democracy, it is a multi-party system wherein multiple political parties across the political spectrum run for national elections and all have the capacity to gain control of government offices separately or in coalition. So the South African Party or the SAP or known as South African National Party, it is a South African political party formed in November 1911. So it was the governing party in South Africa from 1911 to 1924 and laid the foundations of apartheid. So this party stood for the mutual interests of South Africans of British descent and the Boers, or also known as Afrikaners. So in contrast to the imperialistic pro-British Unionist Party, and after 1914, the stridently pro-Afrikaner National Party. And that is all for today, and I hope you learned something.